It goes without saying that the Marvel Cinematic Universe is possibly going through the worst possible phase, with most of their recent movies receiving immensely poor reviews from audiences. Most people believe that at this point, it is almost impossible for Marvel to regain its lost glory and is somehow currently surviving on life support. But a section of hardcore fans of the franchise still seem to have some hope left because they believe that a certain upcoming movie called Deadpool 3 can pull off the unthinkable and get people to take interest in the franchise once again. However, I am sorry to disappoint you, but there is absolutely no way Deadpool 3 can turn out to be a savior for the MCU, and I actually believe it may in fact worsen the situation even further. Over the next few minutes, I am going to reveal why Deadpool 3 is not what people are expecting it to be and its impact on the future of the MCU going forward. Before that, I am going to make a quick and brief request to all my viewers to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel, because that is the only thing which motivates me to work harder and to bring you more and more such awesome contents. Okay, with that, let us dive right into the main subject of this video. To start off, I have to admit that from the official trailer and everything else that I have read about the movie, Deadpool 3 actually does look like it is shaping up to be quite an interesting movie. And there is also no denying that the announcement of this movie has managed to generate a considerable amount of hype among fans despite the poor box office performance and negative reception of the last few MCU projects. It does not take a genius to realize that the primary reason for the same is basically the return of Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. If you look at the last two phases of the MCU, there has actually been a decent number of great projects. Some of the most notable ones include both seasons of Loki, Moon Knight, Spider-Man No Way Home, WandaVision and Werewolf by Night. While these projects did give the franchise a major positive boost, Marvel Studios never managed to capitalize on those few moments of success and immediately went back into making lackluster and mediocre projects. I hate to say it, but no one really cares or talks about Spider-Man No Way Home in 2024, and it literally has had no long-term impact on the franchise. That is because while the movie did have a decent storyline, it was still nothing more than a glorified nostalgia cash grab. The franchise at the moment lacks a clear and long-term vision, which is why people totally seem to be unable to connect with the movies on an emotional level. I fail to comprehend how this is the same franchise we are talking about which gave us masterpiece movies like Captain America Winter Soldier and Avengers Infinity War. These movies are largely talked about even years after their official theatrical release because they relied on actual storytelling and character development rather than relying on nostalgia every single time. While I do agree that the Snyderverse, or the DCEU, whatever you like to call it, was one big failed attempt to create a shared cinematic universe, I still believe the Man of Steel trilogy is light years better than anything Marvel has produced over the last 4 to 5 years. The Snyderverse actually did manage to make a huge impact on pop culture science fiction cinema, and people still talk about the franchise to this day, which unfortunately cannot be said for any of the recent MCU movies. And if you analyze closely, that is not just because of the quality of those movies. Within its span of just 3 movies, the Snyderverse did seem to have a very intriguing and clear-cut long-term vision which got fans attached to the franchise on an emotional and personal level. That finally brings me to the upcoming Deadpool and Wolverine movie. As I said earlier, from everything I have seen and read about this movie so far, I actually believe it is going to be one of the better post-Endgame Marvel movies. Deadpool 3 is also going to be the first R-rated MCU movie and is heavily rumored to lay the foundation for the build-up of the next big Avengers movie, Avengers Secret Wars, which makes it very important for the bigger MCU. However, I am afraid the outcome of this movie is going to be no different than Spider-Man No Way Home, Loki, or Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. 1 year after the official release of this movie, no one would really talk about how good Deadpool 3 turned out to be or its impact on the MCU. This is because the MCU currently seem to be all over the place, and I do not sense any clear direction in which the franchise seem to be heading. The only way the MCU can be saved is to have a clear, simple and elaborate vision like they had for the Infinity Saga, which clearly seem to be missing at the moment. Majority of the recent MCU projects seem to be totally pointless and unnecessary, which absolutely does nothing within the bigger scheme of things. Not to mention that most of these projects seriously lack the quality for which the MCU was once known for. It is important to note that one good movie is just not enough to save a major movie franchise like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. In order to achieve that, you need to follow up one good movie with another while at the same time connect everything and build up to an epic payoff event like Avengers Endgame. But with the current MCU, it seems like the studio takes 2 steps back for every step in the right direction. And if we look at the movies that immediately follow Deadpool 3, they actually look pretty disappointing. Literally no one asked for the Agatha Disney Plus show, which I believe is going to turn out to be another one of those useless and mediocre TV shows which has no significance within the bigger MCU. The same can also be said for the upcoming Thunderbolts movie as well as the Blade movie. So, in conclusion, I believe Deadpool 3 is actually a step in the wrong direction, with the MCU once again having to rely on nostalgia and bringing back characters from movies that came out 2 decades ago to create hype among its audiences. What do you think about this whole situation? Let me know in the comments down below. And please do not forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.